Man, oh man. This was a brutal night for every single Chargers fan out there. And this was one of the happiest nights for every single Raiders fan out there. To be honest, I'm I'm not mad at all. I'm actually the opposite of mad because at this point the Chargers are not going to the Super Bowl, and honestly, I want the Chargers to lose every single game. I mean every single game to get a good draft pick. Um, you know, the Chargers when we played the Broncos, Justin Herbert he got hurt, so Easton Stick is now our backup quarterback. And knowing how Easton Stick plays, I first watched him in the preseason. Um, he's kind of like a below average quarterback, and this game he definitely showed a lot of his flaws. Maybe it could be a mix of just him not being used to being the starting quarterback, so maybe he might look lost. But this just indicates how good is Justin Herbert as a player. Like, people want to discredit Justin Herbert. They want to say Justin Herbert's not a top five quarterback in the league. He easily is. Don't even think twice. He easily is. After this game, you have to be really like delusional if you don't think Justin Herbert deserves to be acknowledged in a conversation. I honestly say Justin Herbert's the best quarterback in the league. We're literally getting ragdolled, man. Like like when it was Easton Stick playing, everyone in our receiving end literally fumbled the ball, man. Easton Stick had two fumble. Justin Herbert, he he does what he could. Like, he makes his team look like a functional team. Despite the Chargers not being, anywhere near a good team because they're led by a coach by the name of Brandon Staley. Brandon Staley, he makes every single, um, quarterback look like um, prime Tom Brady, Josh Allen, Joe Montana, all that. Like, literally, like, Brandon Staley is such a, he lets opposing quarterbacks go crazy that if you bet every single quarterback over their passing yards, that would pretty much be a profit. So that's one good thing about Brandon Staley. Other than that, this guy's a pretty incompetent coach, and I don't want to fire Brandon Staley right now. I just want at this point wait till the season end because we're not winning the Super Bowl, and when you're not going to the Super Bowl, it's best to lose as much games as possible to get the best pick possible. Like, yeah, winning is cool, but you don't want to, you don't want to get too prideful. And but just look at this, we got ragdolled, 21-63. I mean, everybody was getting their own fair shares of touchdowns, man. Um, Aiden O'Connell, he went crazy in the first half. The second half, he just chilled out. Looks like he only threw 200. He threw 248 yards, which was pretty good to say the least. Second half, though, he kind of slowed down. I mean, you're up by so much, so why bother going like trying too hard? Like, they were just rushing. So, honestly, I didn't even watch the full game. I just watched the main part of the massacre. Devonte Adams, of course, he went crazy. Trey Tucker, um, Michael Myers, Jacoby Myers. They were getting their. Everybody was getting their fair shares. Man, this was crazy. And Jacoby Myers got a pass touchdown. That's how you know. Um, Brandon Stills is a bad coach. Like, you literally let like a non-quarterback get a touchdown. Like, at this point, you could literally get someone like um I don't know, Margot Robbie or Anne Hathaway or um, just a random person on the street or Kim Kardashian's for the heck of it or Beyonce. Like, and then they would probably throw a good amount of yards against Brandon Staley if they have a good wide receiver like Tyreek Hill. Like, that's how terrible is Brandon Staley as a coach. And but now since we're in tank mode, I'm fine with Brandon Staley being terrible. Um, but anyways, Easton Stick, yeah, there's levels to this. Hopefully later on he could be a eventually become more of a solid quarterback. But from what I've seen, honestly, I would go as far as to say he might be like on a Tim Boyle's level. He did have some flashes of being okay. You know, he did throw 257 yards, which was solid, but he be fumbling like crazy. Throwing interception, he gets sacked so easily. Kind of like how Tua Tango Viola is. Obviously, Tua's the better, but Easton Stick, yeah, he's a backup quarterback. If I'm being honest with you, I'd rather just let Max Duggan start and give it a try. Give him a try because Max Duggan, I heard he has the upside. I've watched his tapes. He does have a cannon. I'll say that. Um, the only con is going with Max Duggan is he might win the game, and as a Chargers fan, I don't want to win any more games. I want Malik Neighbors or Brock Bowers, or better yet, if we luck in Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't want to win any more games. Get that draft pick. We're getting top five for sure because we're playing the Broncos. The Broncos are trying to go to the playoffs, so we're not like the Broncos should win unless if Russell Wilson decide to play unserious. After that, we played the Buffalo Bills, and the Bills, yeah, Josh Allen, a guy who's got a cannon, is probably gonna throw, let's just say, 400 passing yards against us. Um, our Russian, Isaiah Spiller, he was the best running back. To be honest, the way how are things looking, I guess Isaiah Spiller is probably our best running back. Austin Eckler, you know, against the Raiders team with poor rush defense, Austin Eckler doesn't seem it. I think it's time for Austin Eckler to probably go. Um, but yeah, that's just my personal opinion. It's time for him to go. Um, I remember like him, having a conflict with the Chargers because the Chargers didn't want to pay him the money, which was, I guess, looking like the right move. And probably some team could scoop him up, but he might not be, in the league for a long time. Um, Chargers could use a solid running back too. Braylon Allen, the dude from Wisconsin. I would like him to wear a Charger uniform. He's a big, strong running back. But our receiving end, Joshua Palmer, he did pretty good. He had that one long touchdown, an 80-yard touchdown. He was pretty good. Nice to see him back. Gerald Everett, he's solid. Eckler kind of plays more like a wide receiver. Quentin Johnston, he's having his little moments. Would love to see Quentin Johnston to turn around the bust narrative. It's still early to call him a bust. He is a whole year younger than Zay Flowers, so you never know. Plus, Quentin Johnston not living up to expectations might be a good thing for the Chargers because then it gets the Chargers a good pick, a good draft pick. So sometimes, I guess, things are a blessing in disguise. And what's better than the Chargers getting Malik Neighbors or Brock Bowers? Mainly Malik Neighbors, though. That's my guy. And then Quentin Johnston having a breakout year. That would be such a beauty. Jalen Guyton, he did meh. Stone Smart, he did meh. But, yep, Chargers was getting, I don't know, everything was going against the Chargers. Of course, we scored 21 points in the second half, but obviously, when you're up by this much, the Raiders will always, obviously, you get complacent, so you're eventually going to get something. But the Raiders, they went crazy. Tucker, like I said, and of course, Devontae Adams with 101 receiving yards. Kind of feel a little bad for Devontae Adams because he's been in so many rough situations. Had to deal with Josh McDaniels. I guess not throwing him the ball. Who knows? Maybe the Chargers, like if Malik Neighbors or Brock Bowers fall low enough, We could probably draft a good quarterback and trade down to the Raiders, and then we get Devontae Adams in the package. That would be such a beauty. But anyways, um, fumbles. Yep, Easton Stick 2 fumbles. Kelly 1 fumble. Davis 1 fumble. Everett 1 fumble. Everything went wrong for the Chargers, man. Everybody was sacking Easton Stick. Took way too long to throw as well. Typical beginning quarterback. Of course, defense. Everything was going wrong. Um, just terrible. Just straight up terrible. But hey, it's tanking, so I'm fine with it. But Max Crosby, shout out to this man. This man, he always plays, through injuries and all that. Regardless the record, that dude is a beast. He's a beast. And Jerry Tillery. The Chargers literally made Jerry Tillery look like Micah Parsons, man. Sacks the heck out of Easton Stick. Everything just went wrong for the Chargers this game. And I'm totally fine with it. Not trying to cope because obviously losing this bad is awful. It's like a basketball score. But Chargers get a beautiful draft pick. Oh man, I could only dream about Malik Nabers wearing a Chargers uniform. I know some argue that Chargers already have a lot of wide receivers and all that, and Chargers should go for like a more need position like an O-line or corner. I passionately disagree with that because at the end of the day, it's better to take the best player available. You don't want to pass up a generational player just because you wanted to get cute and try to perfect a position. Um, if there's a generational player like Malik Nabers, you don't overthink it. You take it. You take Malik Nabers. Simple as that. You see the Miami Dolphins, they have an elite wide receiving core. They got Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. It's time for the Chargers to get their own Tyreek Hill and Malik Nabers. Keenan Allen, he's amazing, but you never know when age will get to him. He's not getting any younger. Mike Williams is kind of injury prone. Mike Williams, he's amazing to have. He can catch the ball well. Quentin Johnson, he's a question mark. Joshua Palmer, solid, but you don't let all these guys justify the reason why you pass up Malik Nabers. Malik Nabers, he is like a rocket. He is like Tyreek Hill. I definitely say I'm all in for Malik Nabers. Brock Bowers is also a good pick too. We could use our own Travis Kelce and Brock Bowers. He's a tight end, but he's quick like a wide receiver, so it could go either way. I'm fine with either one of them. Marvin Harrison Jr. is also a dream, but I don't think they're gonna trade on Marvin Harrison Jr. because Marvy's just perfect. But anyways, let's go to like some little things like the kick returns. Darius Davis. He's definitely a quality one. He would always like get us like some yardage. Like there are times when he gets like a punt return, like when like the punter kicks and then when a punt returner catches, and then Darius Davis. At times he'll get a touchdown. This dude, he's lightning quick, and that's definitely a bright steal for the Chargers for the 2023 NFL Draft. He got robbed a touchdown too, by the way. Stone Smart did, a dumb penalty which ruined a touchdown. Honestly, if I was the refs, and I'm not trying to be biased, but you're getting blown out. Why not just count the touchdown and all that? Like, it's just that impressive. The the punter, both of them did good. J.K. Scott, he's doing his thing. Cameron Dicker, he's always efficient. Um, the thing is, man, like there are like two or three things that the Chargers are good at. They're good at quarterback, kicking, and punting and punt return. So, but other than that, we have a lot of holes to fill, man. Um, can't wait for the off season. Can't wait to see what we do in the draft. Um, or can't even wait who's gonna be our new GM and who's gonna replace Brandon Staley. Obviously Staley is gone. There's no way that the owner keeps Brandon Staley after this. I was kind of glad it happens because the owner cannot use the excuse, "Oh, Herbert's injured," because ain't no competent coach should get blown out by who lets like no coach should let like a team score 63 on them with a rookie quarterback that was a really low pick and a interim head coach. So you know Staley's definitely out of here. The question is who y'all want to replace Brandon Staley. I'm hearing some people say Harbaugh, which was the favorite. I would really love Harbaugh. Can't go wrong with Harbaugh as the coach. Um, Other than that, some says Ben Johnson from the Detroit Lions. I guess he's doing some things with the Lions. I guess Goff, he did look pretty good. And if you can make Jared Goff look good, he definitely would do well with Justin Herbert. Um, I guess another option I kind of like is Bobby Slowick, the offensive coordinator for the Houston Texans. Probably because the Texans they've been looking solid, and another thing is he is part of the Kyle Shanahan tree, and Kyle Shanahan he's a genius, and I'm sure a guy like Bobby Slowick could probably have his genius moment. But anyways, let me know what y'all think about the Chargers, man. What do you think should they do to fix this team in general? I'm sure a lot of y'all will say the obvious, and I agree. But mainly is who y'all want is the new head coach. But anyways, I should definitely end this video right now. Thank y'all really much for tuning in, and peace.